I wasn't sure who I was outside of the uniform. I thought I was prepared for the real world, and I really wasn't. The one thing I had, though, was my fitness. Having lost everything, I had to turn to it to figure out how to get my life back. From the time you open your eyes until the time you go to bed, what actions are you taking during the day to actually become a healthier person? The side effects of not taking care of yourself are indescribably huge. What are you ultimately trying to achieve? Once you can figure that out, everything in your life changes.
Life is a pitch. It's simply that. It is a pitch, and it is fun. Let's make sure that you're being sold what you want and you're selling what you actually want to sell. I really just love selling. It's the easiest thing on the planet if you believe in yourself. Let's buckle up. By the way, my name's JL. This is Sell Anything.
Aaron, welcome to the Sell Anything podcast, man. I want to know everything about you. Everyone that I've talked to that knows you speaks so highly of you. We can't judge a book by its cover, but the cover's not bad, dude. So let's talk about it. Like, who are you? What do you do?
Where do we start? It's a long one, you know what I mean? I grew up in Daytona Beach, Florida. Broken kid. Didn't really have a framework to understand discipline. Had no role models. Got in a lot of trouble. Almost died early. And I joined the Marine Corps out of, I say, desperation. Having learned that, oh shit, I'm going to be an adult here in a couple of years. I might want to start thinking about my future.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps was my salvation. And it taught me a lot about myself in terms of the things I needed in my life that I didn't know I needed. The structure, the routine, which is how I live my life now. Mm-hmm. But also, too, understanding what it means to be a man. You see a lot of kids just kind of mindlessly roam around with no real purpose. And this is where I started to figure out what purpose is, what I'm capable of. I went into Marine Corps boot camp not knowing what I was even capable of. And it showed me what I was able to do when I put my mind to doing something. Standards, getting up in the morning, making your bed first thing.
Okay.
Like those simple little things that people just take for granted, they compound over time. So I went from this kid who was broken growing up to all of a sudden I'm leading Marines in the Fleet Marine Force. I'm having special duties. I was the section leader for the Marine Corps Body Bearers. So we carried caskets out of Arlington National Cemetery. I went on to do personal security for General Peter Pace when he was the vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. That's a top secret SCI clearance at the White House, at the Pentagon. You know, it's a crazy thing to think about. I went over to Iraq and was helping manage 2 highly classified programs revolving around biometrics, the technology side of the war that you don't really hear about. So we were the test bed for what's now known as the Biometrics Task Force, DOD, DOW, whatever you want to call it these days.
Okay.
Those times, I call my burial duty my most humble duty. When you lay someone to rest, that's the last image a family's going to have of their loved one. Mm-hmm. And in the Marine Corps, the way we did our funerals, when we would bring them to the gravesite, we would raise the casket head high as a final salute. No other service does that. It takes a tremendous amount of strength. Being over in Iraq is a whole nother beast. You see the worst of humanity. You see what humans are capable of doing in the most horrific way. And that gets seared into your brain, and you have to live with that the rest of your life, and you have to figure out how to not let that be the forefront of your thought every day. And when I left Iraq and came back to the States, I had this transition plan that completely fell apart. You know, and I thought I was prepared for the real world, and I really wasn't. So I lost everything. I was homeless, broke, mentally broken. Couldn't figure out what the hell purpose I had anymore. You know, I wasn't sure who I was outside of the uniform. The one thing I had, though, was my fitness. So all those duties that I just mentioned, no matter where I was, no matter what duty I was serving in, whatever capacity I was serving in, everyone always knew me for fitness. And it became, I say for a while, it was my identity. But it was personal to me. It wasn't something like, hey, I'm gonna I'm going to have this amazing fitness career. It was just my thing because it's my sanctuary, my peace. But in that moment of having lost everything, I had to turn to it as, a lifeline to figure out how to get my life back. So I got certified as a personal trainer, and little did I know, I say this is God's plan, destiny, whatever you want to call it. It would land me right in the middle of Hollywood. So when I got to Louisiana, which is where I made my transition to, there were more films and TV shows being shot in Louisiana than anywhere else. And Zac Efron had walked into the gym I was personal training out of, and that was my entrance into film and TV. And the rest of it kind of led to where it led to, training the big names, The Rock, Sylvester Stallone, all the stuff.
Yeah.
But what I realized doing all this is I didn't fit. Like I still don't fit. I'm back in the film industry now, but I don't really. I couldn't find. I couldn't find anywhere that I felt like this was my thing, because I'm not a superficial guy. Like I could care less. I'm a truck guy. I'm going to drive a truck the rest of my life. I don't care about sports cars. I don't care about
bro.
getting on social media and like this glitz and glamour bullshit.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah. It's not me.
Yeah.
It never was me. But that's Hollywood, and you're always learning that people are just trying to get something from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just became like really guarded and really shielded. And, anyway, I started acting and stunts, moved to LA. Like things were crazy. I would have never in my entire life imagined that's what I'd be doing. So from my broken time transitioning up until COVID, like film industry was all I knew. Stunts, celebrity training, acting, tech advising. That was like all my depth was there. I was never thinking business minded.
Okay.
I knew nothing about business. I went from military to Hollywood, and COVID hit, shut everything down. And I realized I was in a shit sandwich because everything I was doing was in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I pivoted, started doing the online coaching, and did very well at it. Met with this sleazy ass sales trainer that lives here in Arizona. And, so I moved here. I didn't know at the time who he was, but everyone found out. I found out and learned the hard way. But pivoted and moved on from that and got back into my own lane, doing my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm doing now is really reframing and repurposing fitness in a very different way. Because if you think about it, not many people, let's just say most of society doesn't want to look like me, nor do they want to live the lifestyle that I live. So when you look at the big picture of fitness, it's very fragmented because we all look at it from this macros, here's your nutrition plan, here's your fitness program, take these supplements. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it different in terms of people are lost in general. People are lost today because they don't understand how to get their health back. They just want to be healthy. They don't care if they have a six pack. They just want to be capable, have the capacity to live a healthy life, be strong mentally. But when you're eating trash and you're being poisoned by everything you listen to and everything you're eating, it's like you become toxic. And that toxicity makes you feel and live your life the way you're living it. That inflammation creeps in, and all of a sudden it's like, well, that's your new baseline normal. And you think it's age.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this is kind of the path that I'm on right now, is creating a new category in fitness.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
First off, thank you for that. That like gave me there's so many angles that I want to run from. When you went into the Marines, the first very question that I have is, went there out of desperation because some bad decisions were being made, but then you get out of the Marines and now you're doing like classified, high level, can't even talk about it stuff, which just speaks redemption to me. That regardless of what you've done when you're younger, if you get right back on the track and you're doing what you're supposed to do or being the best or honest, having integrity, you can qualify for other things again. Like, is that kind of what you experienced? Is that what you felt?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really cool. It's still surreal. Like I'm learning more the older I get to really.
You 25 now, or where are we at right now?
23.
I knew it. Yeah. Okay.
No, I'll be 47 this August.
All right.
Yeah, but it's one of those things when you look back on it. I'm so focused. I've always been so focused on the path forward, what I'm trying to achieve, and what I've lost is I never took the time to enjoy the success that I actually had.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people are in that same boat. Specifically, the people who are trying to achieve something great in life. Like I say, I want to change the course of my family's history. So I'm hard on myself. I push myself to the absolute limit.
Okay.
And there's a certain point in time where it's like, damn, dude, I'm gonna be 47. Like, when am I gonna get there?
Yeah.
But I understand more now. I have so much new perspective now on life and looking back and just being more peaceful about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so the clarity that I have is there now. And this is where I say the timing of everything I've been through has finally aligned. 2026.
Okay. I love that. So when you say more peaceful, a new perspective that you're looking through, let's talk more about that. Like, what is this perspective? What's the lens you're looking through now that's allowing you to be more peaceful? Because I think it's a very common problem for people who are driven. You're right. They don't ever stop and smell the roses, and they get the roses and they're like, they're wilting, whatever. And then they just keep going.
Yeah.
So what's the perspective? How did that shift happen?
Ooh, how did it happen? So I took a break from social media in September last year. I found it just to be so distracting.
Mm-hmm.
Distracting in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
And
what ways?
I think a lot of times you're paying attention too much to what other people are doing instead of actually being present and eyes on what you're doing in your own life.
Okay. Yeah.
And being away from that, I just started burying my head into books and just started really brainwashing myself by all the things I was listening to, taking time for myself to do simple things that I wasn't doing before. I think the most profound piece of everything, and I don't know your view on it. I don't know what
we can jump right into it. Yeah.
What your viewers think about it. But I've carried so much pain for a long time, and it's just been like deeply buried. Like I've repressed it to a point where it's been almost inaccessible.
Mm-hmm.
And so over the years, I've tried so many different modalities for post-traumatic stress and whatever. Like I've done it. I've done everything.
Okay.
Started getting into plant medicine a little bit, just because a lot of the guys I know have done it, and I've just seen the transformation that they've had. So there's been a calling to it for me. And I just recently went on this veteran-sponsored Ibogaine retreat down in Tijuana.
It's called what?
Ibogaine.
Okay.
And it was the most transformational experience I've ever had, and it brought clarity to my life in a way that I can't put into words, because it literally cracks your brain wide open and shows you everything you need in life.
What did you find that you needed?
I'm still getting used to talking about it, because it was such an emotional experience for me.
You do whatever you're
Yeah.
comfortable with, for sure,
Yeah.
man.
It was what I thought was going to be about experiencing things from childhood and trauma.
Yeah.
It really came down to like love and self-worth.
Mm.
Fucking profound, dude.
Yeah.
I'll eventually get to the point where I'm not so emotional about it, but it's something that replays and replays and replays and replays, but it cracks you open to a point where it starts to show you all these things, and it's like a puzzle that you put together. And when you put together, you're like, fuck, everything I needed was right there in front of me the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think if people could understand that, which it's hard to say that, like we live in such a, I think most people are just living in this sympathetic, dominant state 24/7. They sleep like crap. Their movement's crap. They don't know what to eat. Like they're inflamed. Their body's just so out of whack. They don't even know who they are. They look in the mirror. They don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And it's an age thing. And I'm on a mission to help change that.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
And so instead of it being an age thing, it's a love and a self-worth thing.
I think at the end of it, well, let's look at nutrition, right?
Yeah.
What analogy can I use? Let's just say you bought your dream car.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to treat it?
I'm probably going to go see what we can climb in it, because it'll be a truck. So let's see what we can get.
But for the average person, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or let's just say, this sought after pair of shoes that sits in a glass case and they freaking dust off and want to gold plate it. You know what I mean? It's like, why don't we do that with our own health?
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. And I know the analogy, but even in climbing something, if I was to get this ideal vehicle, it would be to test it. And the only way to test it and take care is to take care of it. And if I did break something in pushing the limits, then I'm immediately going to get back to making it better, because I value it.
Yeah.
So 100%.
And even, let's just say, even for whatever your everyday vehicle, you're not going to drive it for 10 years and never get an oil change and never wash it. But we do that with our bodies, and it puts us in this place that we don't even know who we are. Like we've really got no identity. So essentially, you're completely disrespecting everything about who you are.
100%. And if we dial that down into the love part of it, for those that are parents, like, you're not going to give your kid who you love deeply just a bunch of crap and let them go and poison themselves with rat poison, like, because that's just not what you do when you love someone.
Yeah, but
and the things we're eating,
but we're doing it today.
100%.
The thing that I hear so much of that really blows my mind is parenting now is like, just let him be a kid. Let him eat whatever he wants. Like, all right, well, your kid's in 7th grade and he weighs 250 pounds and probably has diabetes and whatever else is going on. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And he's miserable. He can't. Yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for that person to, well, how do I say this? That parent is probably letting their kid do whatever they want, because they're doing whatever they want. They're not being restricted. They're not, and not restriction in a bad way, but they're choosing all of the pain that they're suppressing that's almost inaccessible to not look at it.
Yeah.
And so then they project out and let their kids get whatever they want, so they don't feel the pain that I'm feeling because my parents were so mean to me, or this is my life. 100%. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And doing that, you're creating this new lineage of
poop,
not like unhealthy everything in life.
Yeah.
You're setting the bar for failure.
100%.
There's no success. You're not preparing them for the real world. They're not preparing them to be successful in anything, because by the time they get to be adults, they're going to be so chronically unhealthy. They're going to be part of this, this feeding system of being on medications, and it's just a cycle. Yeah,
just a vicious cycle. 100%. So I want to go on that note. I want to go back to the idea of the Marine Corps, and I want to just say, one, thank you for your service, man. I noticed the tattoo. It's fading. Is it because your arms keep getting bigger so it gets stretched out, or is that what's happening?
No, I was one of those Marines who joined the Marine Corps, and I was this gung-ho boot Marine, and I was just getting freaking tatted up, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing now? 'Cause this doesn't make sense to me on why I did this.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of getting some stuff removed, and
Okay.
I want if I have any ink on me, I want it to
Mean something.
actually represent and mean something rather than just being this gung-ho kid that planned on the Marine Corps being my whole, career.
Yeah. Well, and so that's where I want to ask is with the Marine Corps, obviously, you guys are doing things that other people are not doing, even in the other services. For example, the lifting people to head high before you put them down, right? Like, what are the things that you learned? Give me like the top 3 principles in the Marine Corps that you learned that helped you succeed up until now.
You learn how to be selfless.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing. I've learned over the course of my life, even when I've had nothing, I've still always had this tendency to want to help pull others up.
Okay.
Even when my own life was in the toilet.
Yeah.
You learn about how hard you can push yourself and what you can actually accomplish if you don't let excuses come in and you create really strong standards in your life. You build this belief system that is very hard for the average person to understand what that means because they don't have it. They don't have that belief system. No matter what I've been through, I've always known, no matter what, I'm going to still create this legacy in my life that is so powerful that people are not going to understand how I achieved it. I've never taken my foot off the gas at all, but at the same time, in doing that, you're going to make a lot of sacrifices. I don't drink, I don't party, none of it. I'm like, fitness is my drug.
Okay.
And that's what keeps me aligned with everything else in life, even when, shit hits the fan. And you asked for 3.
So we got selfless, standard, and then give me a third one if we've got it.
Just having integrity.
Huge. That's huge. Yeah.
When you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't make excuses and don't let people down.
100%. So now when we say don't let people down, and now having had that journey that you had in Tijuana and doing the new perspective that you're seeing, do you find that it's even more important to not let yourself down? To just actually, and when I say not let yourself down, just love yourself so you can keep moving forward?
It's so easy now. Like I wake up and I'm just so grateful.
I love it. Dude.
Yeah.
This is powerful. Super powerful. So Baywatch, Zac Efron and The Rock together. I'm connecting the dots. Did you get them jacked for that show?
I stopped working with Zac right before Baywatch for reasons I don't want to.
But discuss. You laid the foundation, or he wouldn't have looked like that. So way to go, dude.
Yeah. Well, I met him right at the beginning of the production of The Lucky One, where he played a Marine Iraq veteran. So that was my entrance into film and TV. He was playing a Marine Iraq vet.
Okay.
Granted, it's a Nicholas Sparks love story, but
yeah,
he still
there's love in the Marines, right?
He still had to act like a Marine.
Yeah.
And him and I hit it off there and started training. So from that movie, Neighbors, Paperboy, all that, we worked together and made that leap. In a healthy way.
Yeah. No, that's huge. So he, the other thing that out of that that sparked my interest was Louisiana. So why did you choose Louisiana to end up? Because you were born in Florida, right? And then this is going to show how not smart I am. Isn't it the next state over? Louisiana is just right next to Florida, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Why didn't we go back to Florida? Why Louisiana?
There was some Marine Forces North. There was an opportunity with Marine Forces North.
Okay.
Which is the component command for the Marine Corps under U.S. Northcom.
Okay.
And I had an opportunity to go there and, I don't know if you want to say create a career or just have a transition with some work.
Yeah.
But just never panned out to what I thought it was going to be and ended up leaving me in a bad place. And this was my first time as an adult in civilian life. And I felt like.
What age were you? Do you mind me asking?
This was 2009. I don't know. My math is horrible. I was in my 20s. 20s, 30s? No, 30s. Can someone get a calculator? Whatever I was still young.
Okay. Yeah.
But I graduated high school, joined the Marine Corps, and it's just been my whole life.
Yeah.
So I've only known this one way of living, which is, especially with the duties I've had to be even more disciplined and structured than I think a normal Marine would, because some of the special duties I've had was in the spotlight of the spotlight within the Marine Corps.
Okay.
So the standard was much higher. And then I'm coming and then going through all this shit overseas, you come back and it's like everyone's bitching about the most trivial nonsense. And it was infuriating to me. I felt like I couldn't even have a conversation with somebody because I couldn't connect with anything they were saying. It was so ridiculous. What? He put pickles on your sub? Oh my God. Like,
Heaven forbid, bro. Yeah.
Wow. Like, I would be furious if that happened. I mean, it didn't make any sense. I was kind of spiraling a little bit, trying to figure out like, fuck, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. So that leads another question is with the Marine Corps and the second principle that you shared that you learned from them of standards, you knowing those standards to being in the spotlight of the Marines, that you're living it at a high level, you're leading in that realm, right? And then you're helping a dude get ready to act as if he's a Marine to go and do a film. And I ask this selfishly because I can see, I have a handful of buddies that have served in the Marines. They're very similar to you in just in the way they approach life and the way they're disciplined, just the presence that they carry. Can we talk about that just a little bit? What are those standards?
It's the way you carry yourself. It's the way you talk. It's the way you wear your clothes. Granted, I wear a lot of gym clothes, but it's like
you should.
I want to wear things that I'm comfortable in, but still look somewhat put together.
Right.
I don't want to walk around like I just jumped out of a trash bag.
Okay. Yeah.
I think those three things are probably the biggest that you take away, but also too the mindset of the Marine Corps is very intense in terms of it's so mission oriented, it's so goal oriented. It's like when you come into the civilian world, it's like, all right, well, you have to kind of shift into this new mindset of where's my life going? I mean, it's almost like for me, I've got to set benchmarks. I've got to set goals. Like there has to be something that I'm working towards. I can't just live life without a purposeful meaning to it. Like there's got to be something attached to what I'm doing. Otherwise you're just, I mean, no matter what in life's going to throw you off without having some type of anchor.
Some kind of true north.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the way you carry yourself, dress, just basically the way you represent yourself and then having a true north or some kind of mission that we're working towards.
You're a walking billboard of what you stand for and what you mean, So for me, I represent fitness. I represent discipline.
What do you do for fun?
So this is where I'm a massive homebody.
Okay, that is fun.
Love being at home.
Yeah.
I want my house to be set up like it's an athlete's paradise.
Okay.
Like you walk into our house, I got a freaking step mill in my living room. I've got a treadmill when you open the front door. I've got a sauna in the back porch. It's like there's a assault bike in front of the bedroom door. It's like that's my thing. Watching movies. I'm a movie buff.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't even have one.
Okay.
I just like movies.
Okay.
I've been asked that question before, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even think I have a favorite movie.
Are you a comedy guy, an action guy?
Action.
I could see that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, what's the most recent one that you're like, dude? And do you pull lessons out of those movies? As you watch them, are you like, oh.
I would like to watch them as homework because I'm in the acting space.
Right.
So I'm always positioning myself, if I were to play that role, how would I have done that? And I'm also looking at what choices that actor made to play the part the way he did or she did.
Okay, let's dive into that a little bit. What do you mean? What choice? What do you mean by what choices?
When you're acting, you're playing a character that's not you. And typically that character is going to be about whatever age you are. So you have to create your own backstory on what made that character into what he or she is at that moment that you're playing him in.
Okay.
So you create the whole narrative of his life.
Okay.
And that makes that character, not you. I think a big misconception with acting is people go into it with the idea of that it's still them. You have to completely disconnect who you are from the character that you're playing. Okay. So it's a really, it can be a really intense thing depending on the nature of how the character is. Is he a psychotic maniac? Is he low key and charismatic? Like there's whatever that is, you have to do the homework to be able to embody what that character is. And this is where, people watching is a really good thing to do because you can learn a lot people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you use that skill of being able to disconnect with the people that come into your world for fitness? Meaning these people who their new baseline is inflamed unhealthy, toxic, just everything's shutting down and not working. They clearly have been playing a character to get to that point. And that's just what they think it is now. Do you use that idea of like, okay, we got to look at how you became this character and then actually get you back to a place where your self-worth is a thing and you love yourself?
No, I don't. The acting piece doesn't play into my philosophy in fitness at all.
Okay.
I created these 6 pillars.
Okay.
Movement is medicine. Nutrition is self-respect. Sleep's a non-negotiable, right? Stress is a signal. Identity-based training. Who are you? Who are you trying to be?
Yeah.
And then purpose-led performance. You have
Okay.
to tie purpose to it all.
Yeah.
And you have to approach them all at one time.
Yeah.
So your body is this biological operating system
Okay.
that gives you signals. And those signals are produced by the inputs, nutrition, your movement, your sleep, the pillars that I just spoke of.
Yeah.
When I'm working with a client, I want to understand their knowledge of what they think health is.
Mm.
And based on that knowledge gives me a pretty good indicator of the direction that we need to go in. But in reality, you have to change your lifestyle habits. I can give you the best program in the world, but if you don't change your lifestyle habits, the program's not going to work.
Right.
And I'm not interested in doing transformations that are temporary. I want to create long-term success for you. So how do you do that? Well, we got to break you all the way down like boot camp and then build you back up in the right way.
How do we do that?
You just start with the basics, the foundational stuff. And this is where the fitness industry has become so overly complicated I mean, dude, it's the amount of coaches. I mean, you can't open your social media without everyone's a coach doing something.
Yeah.
And it's so polluted now by all these gimmicky, whatever you want to call it, fitness programs that are promising you this and promising you that. You can't promise someone anything by your approach if you're not getting into the basics, which is get up in the morning. What's the first thing you do? Like that's where it all starts. From the time you open your eyes until the time you go to bed, what actions are you taking during the day to actually become a healthier person?
Yeah.
How can you implement this program into your life without having to make your life change for the program?
Without making your life change for the program.
Yeah, people will temporarily change their entire life to adapt to a program. And then what happens with the program's over? They're lost because there's no blueprint anymore.
There's no transformation.
These programs, they're not sustainable.
Gotcha. So the 6 pillars, can we dive into each of them just 3 feet? We're not going 100 feet deep, just 3 feet deep on each of them.
Yeah.
So the first one is movement is medicine.
Yeah. Like medicine, it's, when you take medicine, it's dosed. Same thing with movement. You have to dose it accordingly. I can't have you all of a sudden jump right into this full-fledged fitness program. Like some of my clients are so chronically unhealthy, I don't even have them touch the gym for the first maybe month or 2 months.
Yeah.
Like I want them doing other things first before they get to there because they're not ready for it.
Yeah. How do you do that online? Like when they're, because in a gym, obviously you bring them in, you do the assessment. There's like, I put myself through school as a trainer. And so we would do with NASM, right? We would do their postural distortions and their body movements. That's how we assess everything. And then we'd have them write down what they were eating every day for a few days so we could see, well, this is how we got here. Like, how do you do it online when you can't have them?
I communicate with my clients a lot.
Okay.
And they have an open door to communicate with me as much as they need to.
Gotcha.
And the beginning of every program, I expect to hear from them multiple times a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can get the program and read it, but once you start implementing it, it's like, oh,
what does that mean?
You get questions along the way.
Yeah.
But I have a very, very, very specific intake that I do with my clients, from the initial conversation we have to understanding their support system at home, to understanding, injuries, limitations. But I have a very specific intake form that I have them fill out.
Okay.
That really goes all the way down to their identity.
Mm.
And it gives me a good snapshot of what their life looks like without me having to be invasive, asking really specific personal questions.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times they open up and just
tell me
anyway.
Yeah.
But these are when you can create that bond with a client where they know they have full trust in you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very powerful thing because you can really bring them into a new world and make them understand all the things that they've been doing wrong, and knowing that it's not age related, but obviously it all starts with movement. The simple things of after you eat, if you can get some movement in of some kind, it's a really good time that has internal physiological impact to insulin sensitivity, nutrition partition, like so much stuff. A lot of these little things. So it's looking at movement as a dosing thing.
Okay.
Moving at certain times and for certain durations. But that's essentially the starting point. That would be like there's much more to it, but that's the initial phase of it, right? You have to do it properly. So,
this is good. This is 3 feet deep. That makes perfect sense to me. So with a question that is pertinent, and then we'll go back into the second pillar. If you have clients reaching out to you multiple times a day, you're in the acting space, you're a busy dude.
Mm-hmm.
How many what's your client load that you can actually run with? Do you have people that help you? Is it like you have coaches that work for you, or what does that look like for you?
No, I'm a one-man show though.
Okay.
Right now though, I'm in the process of actually this new approach that I'm building right now will involve my inner circle, the people who are in my life, and that's microscopic.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't take on a lot of clients at one time.
Yeah.
Because this isn't a numbers game for me. When it's my time financially, it'll happen the way it's supposed to happen. I don't want to be naive saying I'm not in this for the money. I mean, it's a business, it's a life.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, every decision I make is not revolved around how much money I can make out of it.
Mm.
So in me working with clients, I only take on a very specific number, and I have a system down pretty good where I can handle a decent amount.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not in the acting space right now in terms of being inundated with it because COVID knocked it out. And I've been strategically realigning myself back into it in the right way with the right people.
Yeah.
Because Hollywood is just a poisonous shit show of nonsense.
Yeah.
So, I'm not interested in being poisoned again.
Gotcha.
I turn stuff down. I'm not interested in it, even though it could be a cool, opportunity, but I'm not willing to play the game anymore.
Gotcha.
Nor do I need it. So that allows me a little bit more flexibility to work with more people.
That's huge, man. One thought, and we don't have to go that deep on it, but because it keeps coming back, is we go from such a structured environment of being in the Marines to then there's a tiny little stint in the gym, and then we're full-fledged in Hollywood. And my assumption would be that Hollywood is massively unstructured. Or is it pretty structured in Hollywood? It's just chaos. And so that was probably a lot of collision as you were.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
So some of when I'm talking about the lived experience,
mm-hmm.
it's because I've lived it.
Yeah.
I mean, me getting into Hollywood, I sacrificed my health and everything. I was working one movie day, one movie night. I was living on naps. I would get to a point where my body would just shut down. Like I knew when I needed to sleep because my body would just not work anymore.
Gotcha.
So this is where I talk about, I understand these high performers, which is most of the people who I work with one-on-one.
Yeah.
I know what they're going through because I I operated at that level for years where I just destroyed my body.
Yeah.
And I learned that the shit's not a badge of honor. Like this whole sleep when you're dead thing is the biggest crock of nonsense I've
It's
ever
a bad
heard.
idea. Really
Very
bad
bad.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hollywood is a place where you just get used for whatever you're worth for however long they need your services for. That goes for everybody.
Yeah.
That goes for some of the biggest name actors you can recall.
Wild.
It's completely.
But to look like you, to look like The Rock, dude, that's a level of discipline that. How do you sustain that in such a fast-paced environment?
What do you mean?
You don't look like that without sleep and without proper nutrition, and like, how do you sustain your physique? And
this is just I'll say this is just decades of repetition,
okay,
consistency, discipline,
yeah,
no excuses, integrity, showing up, saying I'm going to do what I'm going to do, regardless of whether I feel like it or not.
Which then takes us right to the second pillar of if nutrition is self-respect. Is that what you said it was?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that's huge. Let's talk about that one just a little bit.
I mean, that's a pretty self-explanatory one.
Yeah.
This goes back to the car analogy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're, let's just talk, I talk about high performers a lot because it's predominantly my demographic of people who I work with.
Well, and you're a high performer, man. You get stuff done.
Yeah. And you know, so I was just having a conversation about all this with a client the other day too. You get up in the morning at whatever time, typically if they're trying, you know, some of these people are really trying to actually be in control of their health.
Yeah.
But if you get up early in the morning, you're drinking caffeine before your natural cortisol response has a chance to peak. You're going straight to the gym and blasting yourself with mindless sets of nonsense.
Yeah.
And then you go straight to an office environment where you're under fluorescent lights all day with no movement. You're not hydrating well. You're drinking more energy drinks or coffee. You're not, you know, you're skipping meals. You work all day in this environment. And then once you get home, your hunger cravings are just insane. So you eat the biggest meal of everything you shouldn't be eating that late.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So you compromise your body's ability to actually wind down for the night.
Right.
So everything is off. You're so full from the meal. You start getting back on emails. So you're back in front of blue light.
Dude. Yeah.
So from emails to social media scrolling, you finally fall asleep at, let's just say 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're up a few hours later, exhausted. You didn't get any restful sleep because your body wasn't in the position for you to actually hit any source of REM whatsoever. And then you're repeating. So what you're doing is you're just stacking stress on top of stress on top of stress. And you're, you know, it's a subtle thing. It's a gradual thing. It happens over time. You don't even realize it's happening until boom, it just hits you. And your body starts breaking down. And this is where they start coming up with all these excuses trying to figure out. They're like, I'm so disciplined. I go to the gym. I'm not eating anything bad during the day. And, you know, maybe I eat a little bit big. It's like, it doesn't work like that. Like
right.
Your body's giving you the right signals. You're ignoring them.
Mm.
So like, let's get back to what are the best things to eat, not things out of wrappers.
Mm.
Let's take the time that you would spend, you know, taking care of your dream car or whatever material thing that you idolize and start treating your body like that and put the right things in it at the right times. Stop thinking about food as reward and comfort and thinking about it as this is what my body needs for performance and survival. And you can still enjoy food. Like, dude, my breakfast, like dude, it's my favorite meal. It's impossible to get tired of. And it's so healthy.
What is it?
Whole eggs, Greek, non-fat Greek yogurt, honey, blackberries. And I do some like very minimal ingredient sourdough bread.
I like it. So this is a random question. You don't put the eggs in the yogurt, do you?
No.
Okay.
So
I was
I
like, come on.
I cut my bread up
Yeah.
with scissors into a little bowl.
Okay.
I cook my eggs over medium.
Okay.
So
That's what I do. The
yolk
white's
is,
all cooked.
the yolk is still runny.
Yeah.
I crack them over the bread, and it's like this soggy
Happiness.
egg yolk bread.
Yeah.
I mix the honey into the yogurt, like mix it all up in there and throw blackberries on it.
Okay. That sounds good, man.
How could you not?
How could you not like that?
But
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes 10 or 15 minutes to make.
Mm-hmm.
Make time, allot time to
put gas in the car.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you think about how much time it takes to go out and eat, it's the same.
It's just go through the drive-through.
It's more time.
Yeah.
From the driving time, or I don't know. I can't relate to it. Like
yeah.
There are times though when I want a pizza. I eat a pizza.
What kind? What's your favorite pizza?
Cheese.
That's it.
And if
cheese.
And if you ask where from, everywhere. I just love pizza.
We don't put anything on it but cheese.
Nothing.
Wow.
Just cheese.
You're like a Ninja Turtle.
Like a kid.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. I like it. Cool. So then number 3 is sleep. Is that what number 3 was?
Yeah.
Okay, so with sleep hygiene, you threw in the word hygiene. Expound on that.
It's a whole deal. You don't just go to sleep.
Okay.
Like you prep your body for it. Like get off of blue light nonsense. Like try and give yourself an hour where you're actually putting your body in a position where it can relax. Try not to eat a few hours before bed.
How come?
Well,
because in the fitness noise, right? You got to drink casein protein and eat some cottage cheese before you go to bed.
Well, and you know, and that could be the case for some people,
right?
But let's just say for the average person really trying to hone in on getting healthy, this is a structure that can set them up for success. This is a lifestyle habit change that can have a massive impact on their health and their sleep. If you're eating whatever meal right before bed,
mm-hmm.
that means now all of a sudden, instead of all your internal systems getting ready for sleep, they're stuck in digestion.
Yeah.
So you're going to sleep while your body's still digesting, and your body ultimately trying to get into the right framework of sleep. It needs to be working on all the things to shut down your work time productivity.
Gotcha.
So you have your growth hormone release. You have all your physiological responses that happen when you sleep. They're disrupted by having to all of a sudden now continue to digest this meal.
Mm.
But, for some people, it's different. Some people, the fitness space are catered to people who are already in somewhat of a healthy state, or at least they're on track of getting there. And working with a coach, you're going to find out, well, you're going to try different things, and boom, maybe you find out that this does work for you. But you're not in a chronically unhealthy state where you're like your liver's about to fail, your kidneys are all jacked up. You got freaking pre-diabetic. Like it's like you don't do that when you have all these chronic issues.
65% of the population right now.
Exactly, which is why the approaching fitness differently makes more sense to me. I don't want to blend in with this fitness culture anymore. I don't like the way it is. I don't like where it's going.
Yeah,
it's confusing people. It's having them try all this stuff, wasting money. They come to me, and you can already tell they're skeptical. Like, trust is low.
Yeah.
So you have to explain things to them to earn their trust. You have to present things to them to see the big picture of how you're different from everybody else. It's not about.
So fitness coaches are the new used car salesmen.
I don't want to say the new used car salesman. I think it's just coaches across the board. After COVID, everyone became an online coach.
That's a real thing. That did happen.
And then now it's like, you see these people who are living in a studio apartment trying to make it ends meet, and they're telling people how to live their life who are actually successful in business. Makes no sense.
So true, man. I agree with you 100%. Okay. That's so true. Okay. So sleep hygiene. That makes perfect sense. Stress is a signal. Mm-hmm. Is that the next one? Okay.
Yeah, and I kind of already went through that one, just explaining the stacked stress, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be in a sympathetic dominant state for a certain period, and this is where high performers typically live.
Yeah.
So trying to get them to downshift into parasympathetic, into that relax and digest, that relax and ease your body into sleep, or just let it turn off the noise.
Yeah.
They can't oscillate between the two. Like you want to be able to oscillate between the two when you need to.
Wild.
So when you're
Okay.
when you're just stacking stress on stress on stress, your body can only take it for a certain point of time before all the issues start to present themselves. You'll typically really see the full sight picture of it. Well, through everything when you get your blood work done.
So it's a mandatory thing probably for the high performers you're working with or starting with your blood work.
Anyone who I'm working with, it's the first thing I ask them to get is their blood work. The worst thing you can do is start a program and dump so much hard work and discipline into it and barely get any result. And all we
Yeah.
needed to do was check your blood work because,
We got a train wreck over here. Yeah.
yeah, we could have addressed this right at the beginning.
Yeah. So crazy. That makes perfect sense to me. Okay. The last two were a little foggy because I got hung up on the word sleep hygiene.
Yeah.
So what were the last two?
So you have identity-based training.
Okay.
So like identity-based training essentially is who are you and why are you doing it?
Mm.
And this goes back to the point of approaching fitness differently because some people are just trying to get healthy because they want to be able to be present in their families' lives more.
Mm.
If I'm a fat dad who's chronically unhealthy and my kids are trying to go on the playground, I can't do anything with them.
Yeah.
I can't play sports with them. I can't do any of this stuff with them.
Right.
So it's like, all right, well, I'm letting my family down.
So true.
The flip side goes for business. You walk into a room and this fat dude or fat woman walks out and they're the leader. Your credibility is a little blemished already, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have to be fit, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your body. If you're not able to take care of your own self, how are you supposed to take care of everybody else in a way that makes sense? Because you're in a state right now where you're chronically unhealthy.
Mm.
And this isn't me fat shaming. This is me saying the side effects of not taking care of yourself are indescribably huge
Mhm.
because it could make you more reactive to certain situations. Your temper can be very short. You might look at other people, and this is a true thing because I've dealt with it. There's an insecurity which causes a bias against people who actually are healthy.
That's a real thing. Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. And it flips too, though. There's an insecurity to listen to someone who's overweight for someone who's super fit. They don't want to like,
Right.
why would I listen to you?
Right. And
Yeah.
well, and this is where I like to have this discussion because whoever that person is who is chronically unhealthy, having that opinion of someone who's fit, there's a conversation to be had with that person that can really show them how the impacts of the way they're living their life are not going to benefit them in the long run.
Mm.
The years that they're taking off of their life, their decision-making process, so many different things.
Yeah. There's one of the guys, I would say, in my generation or in my lifespan that was kind of a foundational pillar of business in Utah. Dude, he died super early. And if you did any research, he died like in his 50s or 60s because of diabetes. But he like built Salt Lake. But essentially, he brought the jazz to Utah. He built the Delta Center. Like, whoever is from Utah probably knows who I'm talking about. I just don't want to say his name because I don't want to like make him feel bad, but he's dead. So I don't know he would, but I don't want to shame anybody. So he built everything and then couldn't enjoy it because he didn't take care of his body at all.
Yeah. It's like you're sacrificing your own life in the sake of something that you'll never get to enjoy.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You'll never get to see what all that hard work actually accomplished.
Yeah. Makes so much sense, man. Okay. So identity-based, not training.
Training.
Okay. And then the performance.
Led performance.
Okay.
Now that you've went through all the foundational pillars, you understand now who you are and why you're working to do this.
Yeah.
What is your purpose now? Like now let's tie it all together with something rather than just living life to live life. There's got to be a light at the end of the tunnel. What are you ultimately trying trying to achieve.
Okay.
Once you can figure that out, everything in your life changes, because now you actually have something that you're working towards. You literally have the ultimate goal, and that ultimate goal could just be tied to, or really just specific around the fifth pillar, which is, I don't want to let my family down. I want to be the best father I can be. I want to be the best business owner I can be. And then you have some people who might have something like me, where I want to change the whole course of my family's history. I don't want anyone in my lineage to ever have to deal with anything I had to deal with.
Okay. So that gives me 3 more questions. So, and you just hit on the first one a little bit, and it was change your family's lineage, or change the family history. When it comes to outside of your family, what is the purpose? Marine 101, what is the mission now, if you could sum it up for you in one paragraph? What's Aaron's mission now?
To be more present in my own life, to enjoy the simple things, to spend much more time with my family. I've sacrificed so much over the years in the name of what? But it's been part of the journey, and it's part of the lessons learned out of the whole thing. And that's really as simple as it is. Like those are the things right now that mean the most to me. I want time with my family. I want to do.
Do you have kids?
2 daughters.
Way to go, man.
Yeah.
Ages?
They're older.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you have older kids when you're 23, bro? I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I was. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We don't have to expand. I'm just teasing.
I was.
Yeah.
That's a whole other shit sandwich in itself.
Parenthood. I get it.
Well, no, not parenthood, just the way it all happened. And partly, partly goes why I have such trust issues, But it's simple, man. Like, I want to create a name and do big things. So not specifically so my daughters are proud of me, but I just want to show them that, I want them to see why I was working so hard to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. Because I haven't had the closest relationship with them, and there was a time in my life where, I wasn't ready. I didn't know how to be a dad.
Yeah.
So understanding that better now, just like, it means everything.
I love it. And that relationship, as you understand that, I'm sure is improving.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Again, a story of redemption. It's a big deal. I like that. Okay. Well, if you had kids was not my second question. So my second question is, you said in taking the exit off of social media for a little bit, you dove into books. Give me the top 3 books you've read, listened to, or however you digest them.
I read them with a different mindset this time. So, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's a good one. Dale Carnegie,
it's
baby.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it completely changes the way you think about interacting with people.
100%. Yeah.
Atomic Habits is an amazing one.
Okay. James Clear.
And I'm a very faithful person. I don't, I'm not out talking about God, shoving it down everyone's throat every day, but I believe in God, and I'm very faithful. But I do like Alan Watts. So he has a book called The Book.
I know his name, but I don't think I've ever listened to any of his stuff or read it. The Book is what it's called?
The Book.
Break that. Is that about the Bible? What's that about?
It's just about looking at life in such a simplistic way where we just freaking overcomplicate the silliest nonsense.
Like they put pickles on your sub. Come on, dude.
Well, just stop and think about what do you have to be grateful for in life?
A lot. Yeah.
I mean, we really do have a lot. If you stop for a minute, clear your mind of all the issues that you're creating in your own life, because all you're thinking about is having problems. So that's all you're going to have is problems. Stop thinking about all the problems. Stop thinking about all the negative stuff, and start thinking about all the positive stuff, and think about what you have to be grateful for.
Aaron, that's powerful, man.
Well, I mean, it's a lesson learned for me.
Yeah. That's huge. That's so powerful. Okay, so then this is my third question, my last question. For the audience, what would you tell somebody so they could be more fully sold on themselves? Like, what is the thing that you would say, you do this one thing, you will be more sold on yourself? What would your advice be to an up-and-coming Aaron?
To believe in yourself no matter what, even if you're in the ditch right now by yourself after being hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like you can still get up, you're going to heal, and you can still make some cool shit happen, because that getting hit by a car, being in the ditch, could be a blessing, because now you have something you can talk about. You have your own redemption story. You have to have some substance to your life to be able to speak to people and relate to people. Everyone's going through shit. Everyone's going through something. Everyone has a story. They just don't think about it in those terms. So if you can talk about things in life that are relatable to other people, you have something very special to share, and it can change a lot of people's lives if you don't give up on yourself and just keep fighting.
I love it, man. That was excellent. So thank you, dude, so much for coming on the show, for sharing your story. It's inspiring. I think I told you, but it's very important. Thank you for your service, man. Like, America wouldn't be America without the Marines. Dude,
I love America, if you couldn't tell by my shorts.
Yeah. Dude, if we're going to be honest, I didn't even see your shorts, because I'm like, dude, look at this dude's delts. I don't know where to look at his eyes or his shoulders. What do I do? Yeah. So it's, you're a stud, man. Thank you for coming in.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.